One thing I'll never do again in my life is wish that I did something sooner. I'm Colin Stewart. I'm a 21-year-old entrepreneur who skipped out on college so I could build a jewelry brand with my best friend. This has been a long time coming for me, and I'm going to explain how I got here and why I didn't start sooner. I've always liked to document my process. I've always liked to track my progress. I have years of journals. I have years of daily plans. I have hundreds of hours of video documentation of myself.
Okay, so literally halfway through reading my book for the day, halfway writing down my notes, it just came to my mind.
It's always been something that I've done, but it's not something that I've always been particularly consistent with. The first time I ever remember posting any type of content is actually a hockey trick shot account that me and a bunch of my buddies made when we were playing squirt hockey. A few years after that, I made a Minecraft YouTube channel where I played Minecraft and posted it on YouTube.
Hello guys, Stewie here. I'm just gonna upload this video because I have an announcement to make.
Nothing serious, but, you know, an early introduction into the scene.
Hello guys, Stewie here, coming to you with another Survival Games episode on MC Gamer Network. And once again, I'm here with my cousin and his friends. Say hi, guys.
Hi.
A few years after that, when I turned 13, I started my first shoe reselling business. And I made some videos for that, but it wasn't anything relevant.
All-Star Jordan 1 mids here. Yo, what up, boys? Got these Hyper Royal mids in a size 10. Yo, what up? Got these size 10.5.
Fast forward to 2022/2023, me and my best friend graduate high school, and we founded our first jewelry company, Permalinked. Up to this point, we make content almost every single day for Permalinked, and we've been posting consistently for about 2 years now. So I have a little bit of a history of posting and a little bit of a history of documenting my progress or documenting my life. So today is the day that I decided to officially launch my personal brand, if you will. The word personal brand gets misinterpreted. Every single person has a personal brand, but from here on out, when I'm referring to that, just think of basically me being a creator posting content. That's what I'm considering personal brand. I'll start off with why I want to do this. The big thing, like I mentioned earlier, is consistency. I've always been swingy and I've always relied on motivation. Not always, but usually. I've always switched tactics. I've always changed up my techniques on how I document. But one thing that is going to remain consistent is these videos. The number one benefit that I'm going to get from this is staying disciplined and staying consistent in that. Arguably the biggest benefit, though, of posting is connecting with like-minded individuals. I'm not necessarily making it my goal to help other people in a situation similar to me, but if that's something that happens because of me posting, then that's just a cherry on top. Probably one of the most common reasons why people will start posting, and this isn't necessarily my number one reason, but it's obviously one of the most helpful things, and that is promoting my brand and my business. This is what has held me back to this point. And I'll give you the quick, short answer, and that is simply myself and my excuses. But I'm going to break it down a little bit for you. And I'm sure a lot of people will relate to this. I've always been waiting for the right moment. I've always been waiting until I understand how to perfectly make an edit or a transition, or until I can capture the perfect angle, or until I get better camera equipment, or until I get a better mic. Whatever it was, waiting for the right moment in anything, let alone just posting on Instagram, it's not going to benefit anybody in the short term or the long term. It's just an L. So I got fed up with that excuse. And honestly, the next biggest factor is probably other people's opinions. Everybody has scrolled on Instagram and has seen something and they're just like, what is that? And the biggest fear that a lot of people have when they post content, at least just from what I've been told, is others' opinions. And I've always thought that was silly because I've grown up in a family that literally does not give two shits about what anyone thinks. So I've never thought of it like that. But honestly, when I sit back and reflect, it's kind of the truth. So this is what I realized yesterday. I realized that it's more embarrassing to care about others' opinions of you than actually doing something embarrassing. I was sick of feeling stuck or in the same place. And I ultimately just made the decision yesterday that I'm going to start posting and that I'm going to start tracking everything daily. I've always had an internal struggle that I'm not doing enough. I can definitely say that when I'm not doing enough, it's very overwhelming and a very uneasy feeling. And when I actually know I'm going balls to the wall and I'm doing a lot and I still feel like that, it just makes me wonder how much more I actually can do and how much more I can get out of life or any single day or a task or anything. So with that being said, there's a lot of things that I want to improve on, and there's a lot more things that I want to introduce to my life that I know will be beneficial. And as you can tell, one of the things on the top of that list is posting. Like I mentioned earlier, I'll be able to stay disciplined, stay focused. I'll easily be able to know what I did yesterday and how I can improve from that. At the same time, meeting others or connecting with other people who might be in the same journey as me, or even meet someone who I can collaborate with in business. I've also thought my life is kind of interesting, so if I think that, I think some other people might think that as well. Cut that. So yesterday, I made a habit tracker that I got introduced to through this guy. I really liked how that looked. His habit tracker looked interesting to me, and I just gave it a shot. So what I'm going to be tracking for the next 31 days, starting today on December 1st, is my weight, how many miles I've ran, how many times I went to the gym or lifted or trained, how many minutes I've stretched, how many minutes I've meditated, how many minutes I have read, everything I ate, what my wake up time is, and how many hours of sleep I got, how many zins I fit in my upper or bottom lip in any given day. I'm going to track every single hour of deep work, my screen time, how many times I post, how many times I scroll aimlessly on my phone. Where I immediately went wrong and automatically took an L is this morning when I set my alarm for 7 a.m. and I did not get up till 7:30. That cannot happen. Because of that, today has actually been flawless. I was able to get a lot done. Everything that I wanted to do, I did, except for one thing, and that was record this. I was about to give myself the excuse that it's my mom's birthday. I'll hang out with her tonight. I'll maybe watch some football with my dad, and then I'll figure out posting tomorrow. But that's what I've been saying to myself for so long, and I literally just made the decision yesterday that things are going to change, so I can't allow myself to go back on my word this quick. So obviously the structure of this video is not organized whatsoever. It's probably not entertaining whatsoever. And there's likely going to be 5 to 10 people, if I had to guess, who are going to watch this to the end. There are a few other accounts that have inspired me more than anyone to start posting. I'll put them up right here. You should definitely go check them out if you want to be a little bit more entertained and if you want to get a little bit more value than what I'm able to provide at the moment. So to wrap things up, if you're still here, you're either interested in my journey, or you have a similar journey to mine, or you're interested in entrepreneurship, or you're interested in improving yourself. The following videos are going to be likely more in-depth into each individual aspect of my life and my work. And I appreciate you staying patient with me as I'm going to continue getting better at editing and just overall content creation. Thank you so much if you stuck around to the end, and I'll see you tomorrow.